Who are you?
I am Steve.
That is a movie that's releasing on April 4th, 2025. Let's take a look at it. So, let me explain how this video is going to work. All the things you're going to hear from this half of the video were recorded before the movie was released. I'm going to go over the first teaser and the 2 trailers. At the end, I'm going to say my final rating out of 10. In the second half of this video, I'm going to talk about the beginning, middle, and end of the film. And after all of that, I'm going to give my final rating of the entire movie. Now, on with the video. Let's start off with the first glimpse of the movie we got, the teaser.
What the hell?
Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
Now that we've been refreshed on that one, let me talk about it. I'm sure the first thing everyone noticed was the real people in the blocky world, the uncanny mobs, and the odd terrain. And me too, but I was willing to give it a chance. But after watching it a number of times and seeing the animated remakes, I began to have second thoughts. But when the first trailer released, I started to get my hopes up.
Minecraft trailer, take 2.
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way. Go on! Get out of here! But the call of the mines was too strong. So one day, I started digging and digging until I found this. A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks. Atta boy!
Where are we?
Wait, who are you again?
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the Year 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it.
Welcome to the overworld. Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
Now let's have some fun.
This place makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. If we want to stop them, we're gonna need to create something amazing. Let's go to the stash.
This is our decision. Nothing we can do. We've got the vision. Now let's have some fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie.
We were fated to pretend.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing you need to know.
Great. Now it's dark. Did that feel quick to anyone else?
I feel like once this trailer was released, everyone's faith in the movie was restored. When it opened with Jack Black stating that as a child he yearned for the mines, people realized that the movie wasn't trying to take itself seriously. Another factor that gave the film a boost was use of C418's song titled Minecraft. Other than that, it was a pretty okay trailer that got my hopes up. Now, for the final trailer.
Don't worry! I'm gonna cushion our fall with this water bucket! Release! In the overworld,
Whoa.
anything you can dream about, you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Hola,
That thing doesn't understand a word you're saying.
we're talking.
Life here was perfect. Until one day, flint and steel, we came across the Nether.
A place with no joy or creativity at all.
You! What are you making? Oh!
If they get their way,
This beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
Bio con Dios. It means goodbye, brother.
No, it doesn't.
Don't look at her. It does.
If we want to save this world, creativity is key to survival.
now what? Elytra wingsuits.
Bye-bye. Those things work, right?
Absolutely.
I got something for you.
I love Blue House. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This place makes no sense.
Let's do this.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey.
Oh no, not again. Oh my god, are you all right? Your head is huge.
This trailer was by far my favorite. Having Jack Black saying the names of items and stuff, more footage of the villagers, and the first real display of the Nether really got me excited for the movie's release. Definitely the greatest part of this trailer would have to be when Jack Black shouts, "Chicken jockey," or "Flint and steel." Now, on to my rating. Overall, I rate the movie a solid 6 out of 10. I'm excited to see what the full film has in store, but at the same time, I'm fearful that all this build-up won't have been worth it. Now, on to the second half of this video. At the time of writing this, I have just seen a Minecraft movie. Now, without further ado, let's go on to the first part of the movie. Okay, so the movie starts off with a Minecraft Java world generating screen with Steve narrating about how he dreams of the mines, but when he grows up, he becomes a doorknob salesman. But he realizes that he is now capable of going into the mines. After digging, he finds the Orb of Dominance and the Earth Crystal. When combined, they open up a portal into Minecraft's overworld. Steve creates many wonderful things until he and his dog Dennis discover a ruined portal that leads to the Nether. Malgosia, the evil overlord of the Nether, demands that Steve gives her the Orb of Dominance, but Steve hands it off to his dog named Dennis so he could take it back to Earth. Dennis runs back to Steve's house on Earth and hides the Orb of Dominance under his bed. And with that, the introduction of the movie has been completed. It It then cuts to Garrett, the garbage man Garrison, played by Jason Momoa, who is a sort of down-on-his-luck kind of guy who can't seem to let go of his title Gamer of the Year 1989. When he receives a letter of eviction, he starts to find anywhere where we can get some money. When Garrett catches wind of an auction that could have an Atari Cosmos for sale, he goes immediately knowing how much they go for resale. After purchasing the console, it turns out just to be an empty box that just so happens to have the Earth Crystal and Orb of Dominance inside. It then cuts to Henry and his older sister Natalie, whose mom recently passed away. In order to have a fresh start, they move to a city in Iowa called Chuglis, where Natalie has a job at the local potato chip factory. On Henry's first day of school, he stops at Garrett's store. When he gets to school, he's challenged to create the jetpack in his drawing. When he set it off, it flew into the large mascot statue of Chuggy the Chip. Ashamed to call his sister, Henry calls Garrett and asks him to take him home. Whilst at Garrett's store, he discovers the Earth Crystal and Orb of Dominance, in which disregarding the warning to not combine the two. When combined, it leads them towards a mine shaft. Back to Natalie and her real estate agent Dawn discover that Henry is inside of a mine shaft due to a tracking app on his phone. When the group is in the mine shaft, the Orb of Dominance starts pulling Henry into the portal. Trying to hold him back, everybody grabs hold to him, which causes everyone to fall into the portal. And with that, I've explained most of the first part of the movie. Once in the overworld, the day quickly shifts to night. While getting chased by mobs, Henry realizes how to take down his first tree and builds a large makeshift shelter. When Garrett is getting in, he ends up shattering the Earth Crystal, which closes off the portal home. When mobs start entering their shelter, Steve heads in and kills most of the surrounding mobs. Steve leads them all to Midport Village, where he explains that the only other Earth Crystal is in the heavily guarded Woodland Mansion. Soon after arriving, piglins start raiding the village. Dawn and Natalie get separated from Steve, Garrett, and Henry. Steve leads his half of the crew to a cliff. Using elytras, they make a swift getaway from the piglins and ghasts. When through the ravine, they end up at the Redstone Mines, where Garrett bribes Steve with the Orb of Dominance so that he can take them to his stash of diamonds. When Garrett finishes stuffing his pockets with diamonds, Malgosha's minion, the Great Hog, chases him throughout Steve's underground railroad. Finally, at the Woodland Mansion, Garrett and Steve create a diversion while Henry steals the Earth Crystal. When escaping the mansion, Malgosha steals the orb right from them. The only way for them to escape is by jumping on a nearby floating gas platform, but Garrett wasn't able to complete the jump. The gas would soon crash land and knock them both out. They both awoke in a large mushroom house built by Natalie and Dawn. While in the mushrooms, Malgosha uses the Orb of Dominance to cast darkness over the overworld. With this, she and her piglins will be able to rule over the whole world. And with that, we're now on to the third and final part of the movie. Henry, Steve, Dawn, and Natalie team up to create a plan to defeat Malgosha. Using many iron golems and even a swiftness golem, they take on a huge group of piglins. Henry uses his tater tot launcher to propel an ender pearl on top of the giant nether portal where the orb is being held. While atop this portal, the Great Hog shoots numerous bullets towards Henry, knocking him down to his untimely demise, when a gas swoops in and saves him from the treacherous fall. It was Garrett. He instructs Henry to start poking at the gas tentacles with a nearby spear. It launches fireballs into the portal, therefore destroying it once and for all. Now, onto my notes. While watching the film, I wrote some notes, so I'm going to go over my top 3. Number 3, Chicken Jockey. I wrote this in my notepad because I knew it was coming up, and I wanted to give myself a little laugh when reading over my notes. But what happened was truly unbeknownst to me. The second Gara asked, "You want me to fight the chicken?" I started grinning from ear to ear, knowing that it was coming. But as Steve said the word chicken, the theater erupted with people shouting, "Chicken jockey!" Number 2. Malgosia attempts. One of my favorite gags was when Malgosia was zombifying and she called out to Steve, asking him to come closer. Knowing what was coming, he asked if she was going to reach out with a little knife and stab him. Malgosia denied this, and then as he came in close, she tried to stab him. Then, again, claiming she was too weak to do it, and then finally, as she was almost zombified, she threw a knife at Steve as he was walking away, shouting, "Sneak attack." And number 1, post-credits. As I was getting ready to leave the theater, I remember seeing something about the post-credits scene. Steve walks up to a house and knocks on the door. When we see Steve talking to the new homeowner who has long orange hair. Steve asks if the chest in the attic is still there. She responds with yes, and as they shake hands, she says, "My name is Alex." This was by far my favorite note because it sets some things up for a potential sequel. Now, on to my final rating. My final rating is... Whoa. What is that?
Hello, every peoples. I am Arachnid, and I'm hijacking your Bubby video to tell you about my thoughts on a Minecraft movie.
Chicken jockey!
Now, first and foremost, the style. I have no real problems with the style. It adds a comedic charm to everything, seeing live actors plummet to their demise, but being saved by Jack Black saying, "Water bucket, release!" It's quite funny. How I feel when I say, "Water bucket, release!" before shitting all over the floor. And it's nice how most of the film took place in Minecraft land, and how it featured my goat, Jack Black. Oh, Jack Black. I mean, lava chicken. Steve's lava chicken, yeah, it's spicy as hell. Ooh, mamacita, you are ringing the bell. Speaking of spicy, do you think that Steve and Garbage Man love each other? I feel like I'm playing with my doll saying, "Now they kiss," but did you see the way that Steve and Garbage Man interacted? Speaking of love, what is this? Like, whose idea was that? And can I give them a high five? Like, it was so funny. The villager raising its eyebrow, going, and like, oh my god. I mean, you know what they say about guys with a big nose, huh? Sorry. And spoiler warning, at the end, during the credits, when, if I'm hearing this correctly, the villager spoke English. Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't need to go off on a tangent, but a couple more things before I'll go. I'll make it quick because I think I hear them approaching. I think it's the feds. Now, I really loved how they did a tribute to Technoblade, who never dies. His physical body may be gone, but his spirit lives on in all of us. Also, please check out my channel, Record to get road to 300. Come on, don't take me away. I promise I didn't plan on using that potato gun for malicious purposes. Please have a good one. No!
Weird. Anyways, my final rating is 9 out of 10. I feel like the story was pretty funny, and the plot seemed much more involved than I was led to believe. And yeah, I feel like this movie was pretty good. The only thing that made me dock points was the fact that not everything was super faithful to the source material. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this kinda not normal video. Let me know if you want me to do more like this, and good. Bye!